Hey everybody!
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the D-pad.
What's up? The D-pad.
My name is Rick.
His name is Rick.
My name is John.
His name's John. I'm Ben.
His name Ben.
All right.
And
I like it.
so,
I like it.
due to overwhelming suggestion, we have included Edison on the team in place of Squirtle, because Squirtle is a redundant type. If anything happens to Poseidon, then Sierpinski is coming in. But in the meantime,
We hope that doesn't happen.
For one,
I hope Crab dies. You get Squirtle
Let's-
back in, and then you also get a normal Muck, and you can have the pairs.
right? I was thinking
Yeah.
about that. I was like, that's type-wise, it's actually not even all that bad.
No.
There's no
Yeah.
redundancy in that six-person set.
I think
So
that's kind of the point of the deltas, that they're like totally different
Yeah.
from the
so
regular type.
I would like to acknowledge. So Clear Body is a pretty decent ability at the very least. I don't
Yeah.
have to worry
Oh, yeah.
about getting my shit lowered, which is nice. But the attack stat is bad, and it's a lowered attack stat.
Yeah, the nature lowers it.
And look at that, 1 IV
Yep.
for attack. So
Although, as we said,
I will
just
never
before
put
we-
a single
yeah.
physical move on
As-
this Pokemon.
As we said just before we started, it can't be a Gallade, so it doesn't matter. You just go special attack with your attacks and
Right.
stick to that.
You're gonna be fine.
Edison, you fucking idiot. God
Oh,
damn
you know
it.
what I should also do? I forgot about this. I should check my bag, make sure. I think I've got a magnet, right? Yeah.
What is that? Oh,
Boost electric
moves?
attacks. So I figured out in the meantime, since the last episode, why I went with Edison as I'm gonna do just a little bit just to give her not 15 levels, since she's actually a useful type for me.
Right.
I figured out what I named her Edison for, because I was trying to, for a while, I'm just like, there was definitely a reason that I did it, but I couldn't remember what it was, and it was after Annie Edison from Community.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Man, I'm in love with her.
Yeah. No kidding.
Squirty's Fibonacci here.
Who isn't, right?
I know, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
Allison Bree, please visit us on the D-pad.
He's a huge fan.
Yes, we
Yeah.
would love to have you
Mm-hmm.
on the show.
Yeah, good save. Good save. Not a good save at all.
Well,
Gotta go! Let's just sit in awkward silence for the rest of the episode.
Yeah,
Well
right.
played, Mr. Desolate.
Right.
Kind of unfortunate. I was just looking ahead in the Delta sprites for Ralts and the evolved versions.
Yeah.
Same sprite, just different color.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
They'll probably
Well-
update those. They do try to customize them.
Yeah.
Krabby's got decent attack though.
Yeah, I don't think he can one-shot you, though. He doesn't probably have a physical water move.
That is true.
That's
he
definitely true.
definitely doesn't have a physical water move.
Oh,
Granted-
look out.
granted,
He's
I would-
getting hard.
Waterfall,
I'm pretty
bitches.
sure I would double defend, or at least one times defend. Hello. One times defend water. No, that's not true. Ice doesn't defend against water. I forget if electricity does.
I don't think
Is electric? I don't think electric resists water either. That's kind of
No,
a
it
bummer.
doesn't. I don't believe.
My laptop is being horrible.
It would actually.
Horrible.
Huh. It would take neutral damage from ground, which is nice.
Whoop.
That's all right. Our TV did a weird
I
thing, but it's
sneezed.
back.
Water is only... Oh, there's 3. It's weak against water, grass, and dragon. That's it.
What is?
What is?
Water is only bad against water, grass, and dragon.
Oh, the things that resist it. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm very confused what you're referring to
Mhm.
here. Water, grass, and dragon.
So water
Huh.
is only resisted by water,
Right.
grass, and
Yeah.
dragon. Okay.
Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah, it did kind of hiccup there. That makes water a
Excuse me.
pretty good attacking type.
I mean, it makes it a reliably usable one. I
Yeah.
don't know if it necessarily makes it good, because it's only good against fire, rock, and ground,
And no, that's right.
which are, I mean, granted, rock and ground at the very least are pretty common types. Fire isn't that uncommon, but
I'd say it's fairly common.
yeah. I
Just-
mean,
just to spite you, I would say that.
it's not a very common early game thing. Oh my God!
Yikes, is that one hit?
That was one vice grip.
Well, so just be careful. Don't get overzealous.
I'm not even getting normal zealous,
If anything, I'm staying underzealous.
right?
Sorry, I keep hitting your mic.
Is there a reason that whelm isn't a verb on its own?
We don't know that
It
it
is.
isn't. Maybe it isn't fucking Middle English or
You can
something.
say whelm.
You can
I'm
just say
pretty
whelm.
whelm.
But what does it mean? Because overwhelmed means that there's just so much that you can't process. There's just
Whelmed
too
just
much.
means normally stimulated. Like,
Yeah.
I'm whelmed right now.
I guess so, because underwhelm would be just kind of
Like,
like a bored
Bored.
level of So
in,
whelmed. I hope you're whelmed out there.
Yeah,
At least whelmed.
We here from the D-pad sincerely hope that you are whelmed.
Be whelmed.
Be whelmed.
Whelm, according to a very quick Google
we
search,
aim to whelm.
whelm, the verb, could
It's
mean
real?
engulf, submerge, or bury.
What?
Overburied?
Oh!
That sucks.
Wait a minute. That makes
Right?
sense because if you're over, like you'd say that something
If you're
is overwhelming.
overwhelmed, you've taken too much of the load, or you're covered too much.
right,
You're submerged too much in whatever it is that's
Yeah.
overwhelming you.
that
And
makes
if you're
sense.
underwhelmed, then it's just like, I don't even fucking care. That like doesn't even matter.
I'm floating on this.
You are actually overwhelming them instead.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Whelm is a spell in 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons.
Is it really
Yeah, it is.
whelm?
Yep.
How did?
Uh,
Okay.
It probably
on-
means bury.
It's on the it's on the Beguiler spell list.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Definitely
Tell
something
me
that
more.
all of
Which
us
is
have.
found in Player's Handbook 2, I believe.
Interesting.
Tell me
interesting.
more.
What more do you want to know?
what spell level is it? Come on. What's the
Uh,
effect?
What's
there's
the
actually-
cost?
Jesus.
There's multiple spells. I think they have
Somatic
like
components? Come on, Ben.
there's like Whelm as a first level spell. There's like Mass Whelm as like a third level spell.
There's
That's when you-
overwhelm as a...
That's when you whelm someone in New England. Is a
Yeah.
mass whelm.
Mass Whelm, yeah. Yeah.
What a
We're all
stupid
very,
joke.
very lonely
What a
men.
stupid fucking joke.
I played a lot of 3.5 D&D,
Yeah.
and that, I know a lot about that. There's more of my brain allocated for 3.5 D&D than anyone should have, really.
I love 3.5 is oh no.
3.5 is oh no.
Sorry, no, 3.5 is great. I looked into 4. I never even bothered using it because like the system
4th was
bothered me
terrible.
so much.
3.5
Well, like-
is overwhelming with
With
all the sources that are available
Yeah.
for it.
And if you count
But-
Pathfinder as a part of it, which you kind of can,
Yeah.
they're pretty
Um,
compatible.
But the nice
You
thing
got
about
rid of
it
checks.
is that
was terrible.
Huh?
4th got rid of all the checks, like all your your rolls, man.
The best thing about 3.5 to me is that you can pretty much come up with whatever character concept you want, and there's like some class or prestige or feat or something that'll make that character for you.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
neat.
So, like 4th edition is just kind of like
Mm.
I play a damage dealer, and that's it.
No, I hated 4th edition because, like, let's say I had 2 characters. One was a sorcerer, one was a barbarian.
Mhm.
At level 4, I would get an attack that let me do, 3d6 worth of damage, whether I was the barbarian or the sorcerer.
Yeah,
At level 5, I'd get an attack that let me do 4d6 worth of damage.
Yeah.
and it's like it would either push or knock down,
Right,
or
right. And
give
there
you
was
a plus
no-
1 to hit, or
Am I
There's
not
no
getting attacked
appreciable
for a
difference
specific
between the
reason here?
sorcerer
Where do I go?
and the barbarian.
hey, the sorcerer was
Yeah.
ranged. So
Occasionally.
yeah, but even then, it
But you
played
know what I
like
mean?
every
It was
other-
like-
no, I absolutely agree.
It's like, in which way am I going to roll 4d6 this turn? Like, it didn't
Um,
feel like a different thing. It didn't feel strategic.
4th edition, I don't remember everything about it, but I feel like I remember thinking that it had some really good ideas, and then not really being able to implement them into a game that was fun to play.
It seemed too rigid to me in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff was
also-
over controlled.
It had a lot of problems where, everything felt samey. You didn't have a lot of abilities that
Actually,
you
no,
would be
I'll-
used up. Like you'd use your encounter powers very quickly, and then you'd just be stuck
Oh,
with
that's
your
not so
at-will regular abilities, which you would just use
Hmm.
over and over and over and
Right,
over.
right.
The other big problem with
Yeah,
that
I'm not gonna
game
chance
is
it.
the way that monsters scaled compared to characters, in
Mhm.
that as you went up in levels, on average, it would take longer to defeat same level monsters as you got higher
Like it
levels.
scaled
so
with
so like
you.
their hit points and armor classes scaled faster than your damage output and attack bonuses.
Right, so it wouldn't actually
Weird.
merely make it much harder. It would just make it take longer. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you
It's
would
basically
on average become less accurate and do less
oh,
damage per hit compared to their hit points.
Oh, gotcha.
Huh.
So it just took longer
That
to
seems
do.
shitty.
Weird.
Does 5th edition fix a lot of this stuff?
I mean, 5th edition is totally different. It's like
Is-
kind of
is it-
scrapped 4th edition, and
So it totally... Okay, so
So they backed out.
is it more like 3.5 or is it just a totally new system?
it's more like 3.5 in its feel.
Okay.
But it did take some some ideas from 4th edition, like getting knocked down to 0 hit points. In 3.5, you could get knocked into negative hit points, and if you got too far into negative hit points, then the character would outright be dead.
Yeah, minus
and all
10
that stuff.
killed you. If you went below -1, I think you start bleeding. If you,
Right,
0
yeah.
is you're knocked out, -1 is you're bleeding until you stop.
Right, which
Or
is
until
all
someone stops you from
which
bleeding.
is all fine, but it's kind
Yeah.
of a pain to keep track of.
Yeah.
5th edition just says you can only go to 0 hit points. You don't go negative, and then
Hmm.
you have to make saving throws on each round to try to stop from dying.
And if you fail 1, you're dead?
If you fail 3, you're dead.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's just
I'm all right
it's
with
just
that.
like. 5th
So it's you
edition
trying to
does-
save yourself from mortal wounds, basically.
Yeah.
is
5th
like-
edition does a lot to try to remove keeping track of kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Although by that, like if a satellite falls on your head and does 80
hey man,
HP
some
worth of
people
damage,
survive.
you might win your saves and survive it.
Some people survive plane crashes
I
that
guess
they have
you're
no
right.
business
I guess
surviving.
you're right.
Like
It's true.
weird shit happens all
Fair
the
enough.
time.
There's also 5th edition does a lot of. It'll just be like, ask your DM if this is what happens. So
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Well, you know what? I like that though.
a lot of people do. I think it can be very good,
I think
and
it's
if
good
you have a
the
shitty DM, it's pretty bad.
Right.
but,
if
you know.
yeah. It can
You
be
have to-
really good,
Oh, wait,
but
I
like
shouldn't have done that. That was
if
stupid.
the DM should have some kind of reference that gives them at least an idea of how to handle a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Hmm.
Some people are really talented, can totally just make shit up on the fly constantly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I thought I could do that, but I don't really do it well.
You did all right. We did. So we had a Pathfinder game a year ago, I think.
Yeah,
Give
something
or
like
take,
that,
and it you did fine. I didn't have any real problem with.
The main
That's
problem
cool.
with that was that
And you did with it?
we didn't have time to get everyone together for it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
It was
the
so
main
hard to
problem.
plan,
And then, like,
and we didn't always have everybody, so we had to
Right.
rewrite around
and we
stuff.
were playing with everyone,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
many people around the table would lose interest
we
quickly.
had 6 or 7, I think,
Yeah,
altogether.
it
It was a
was-
big game.
Big games are really tough. People who aren't as dedicated are really tough.
Yeah.
Not having time to properly prepare is tough.
I'm kind of bummed because every game I ever do as a tabletop thing ends after roughly 3 hours, not roughly 3, maybe 6 hours maximum of using the character
Yeah.
across 2 or 3 sessions. Because
My long view game
Yeah.
plan for the D-pad is that if we're ever actually able to work less in real jobs
yeah,
for the D-pad, we could do a weekly game session where
Mhm.
we sort of film and edit highlights up.
oh,
from it.
absolutely. I was
Um,
talking with Ben about the possibility of doing something like that with card games too.
Yeah, I would love that. I was talking about
Um,
Hearthstone today.
The
Nice.
first thing that we
Oh,
should
Hearthstone
do
is
is
huge
the
on-
Legend
on
of Zelda
YouTube right now.
D20.
Yeah, well, that's probably
I
the
mean,
first thing we're gonna try. It's literally right in our alley. And
Yeah.
I funded the Kickstarter for the Mega Man board game.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that was
when
a
that
thing.
comes through, that's gonna be we'll definitely be playing that.
And Kotaku keeps giving these articles about a Pokemon D20 that I'm curious to look at.
Really?
Oh,
It's
Oh,
called
wow.
Spacemon.
That
but
seems so obvious too.
yeah.
Like,
Except for that, there's
everyone's a summoner.
well, no,
there
but I mean,
you go.
I thought
you
everyone
have
was
your
gonna be
trainer
a
character,
Pokemon.
like you'd have a trainer class character, and then you have Pokemon class Pokemon. Nuzzle. Oh, is that the thing
Yeah.
where it's a paralyzing move, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Might do some damage and paralyze.
Attacks by it's 20
Don't scroll
physical. Yeah, I know. Leaves the I assume paralysis.
It's not any worse
Joe,
than
look it
Growl.
up. I
have
Just throw it
Thundershock,
on.
though.
Just throw it on instead
Let
of
me
Growl.
look up.
It's 20 in physical. I mean,
It's no worse than Growl, honest.
well, look up what it does, because if it's oh, you know what? This also leaves the target paralyzed. If I really want to definitely make them paralyzed.
Well, it depends. It might only be like a 30% chance.
It
well, no,
say
but this one
May.
says, yeah, Thundershock is May. This one is this also leaves, and it is 100%. It is going to be better than Growl because I'm never going to use Growl, so I'll just do that. and
Yeah,
I'll-
it's 100 accuracy. This also leaves the target with paralysis.
all right.
So,
So if
it's-
I'm ever desperate, at least with my current moveset, if
It's
I'm ever
actually kind
desperate
of
for
a-
paralysis, oh, hello.
why don't people use that more than Thunderwave? Maybe just not everyone gets it.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, very, very few Pokemon get it, and they all suck. That's why.
Fair enough. All right.
Here are the Pokemon that get Nuzzle. Pikachu, Plusle, Minun, Pachirisu,
Pachirisu.
Emolga, and Deaden. That's
Huh.
it.
All right,
So,
fair enough.
That's why it never gets used, because those
I'll
Pokemon are all
decide then.
terrible. I mean, they're cute and all, but terrible.
Yeah. Oh, bummer.
But now you have a sweet Ralts that gets it. So.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh God, no! My
What?
nightmare. I look down for a second and I look up and there's 2 tentacles.
Too cool.
Too
for
cool
school.
too.
Oh,
So here's my problem. I don't remember which of. I think Dark Pulse and Aurasphere both hit everybody. I don't know if Vacuum Wave does. Like
Vacuum
this
Wave
is
should not.
Should not?
Should not hit everyone. Should only hit one Pokemon.
Okay, it does. Good. Although fighting is less effective against poison, but he's 20 levels higher, so whatever.
That's true.
Stomp I'll use on this guy. I get nervous now. Sierra was asking about it and saying, like, yeah, you just hit it and you'll be able to see, but it's not the case. If you have a move that hits everyone, it just goes.
Right.
Because they say, you don't have to select somebody, so we're not even going to indicate that.
Give you that option,
which,
yeah.
in my mind, is a huge oversight.
I believe in the other games they do.
They do.
Definitely in the other
Well, no,
games.
they don't stop you, but there's a thing
little
on the bottom that shows, like, hey, which Pokemon...
right. The Gengar problem, if you will.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Shut up. Just shut up, all of you. Shut
You
up.
brought it up, man.
Yeah.
You brought it up.
I still have nightmares.
I'm actually not that I'm going to dive bomb this game or anything, but I am excited for Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Me too, man.
I'm really fucking excited about that one.
Yeah, I gotta be
Um,
careful. I have my I don't know how much this counts, but this put a little dent in my winning streak, and I feel like I need to be careful with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, lest my hubris destroy me completely.
I mean,
Heart Gold Soul Silver is also
A hard one.
I've
it's
said
supposed
it before,
to be
but it's definitely going to be harder than
hard and long
XY.
too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Come on,
it'll
Rick.
it's going to be the.
I don't even think he
I
meant
know.
that.
No, I did actually mean like length of game, but
Yeah.
no, I know it. I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be harder than XY.
Well, my penis is
Alpha
solid gold.
I'm gonna
And
keep
it's
this
in your
one.
heart because I'm kinky. What?
Oof.
Wow, what? I don't-
Too far.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's going to be a big one.
Go, Jesus.
It's gonna
There's
gonna
no way to
hurt.
say that.
It's gonna hurt when we start, and by the end, I think we'll be more into it. But
Jesus.
Keep going.
We're
Rick.
sorry.
Keep going. What else you got?
but so
But
yeah, but no, honestly, I hesitate to say it because I feel like it's gonna put a bad taste in people's mouths. I'm not even trying here. This is just happening. I
Just
suspect.
let it happen, Rick.
I suspect that if we go at the same rate, progress through the game as we did with X and Y, as we did with Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, there is a
Maybe a
chance
year.
that game could take a full year
Yeah.
to play.
So you might have to
was
kind of like
surprised.
speed up and slow down sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We're going to have to play it by ear, really, and see what happens. I don't think we're going to do any skips or anything because the game is full of stuff. Like, I haven't played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I did play Gold and Silver way back in the day, and there was enough stuff happening in there to keep stuff moving, you know?
I mean, Heart Gold Soul Silver was kind of like, it was the first generation to make real changes,
yeah.
and like, I can't remember exactly what it introduced, but it started to get the ball rolling with like quality of life features.
Were abilities introduced in Ruby Sapphire, or were they...
Abilities.
Pearl.
I'm pretty sure
'Cause
were
they-
Ruby Sapphire.
Because they weren't... What am I doing? I'm not... Because they weren't Gold Silver. The first two sets of games were... The only major differences between the first and second gens were shinies and berries, I think.
And day and night.
Oh, and
breeding.
breeding.
And day and night.
And day and night. That's, I guess,
Genders,
true, yeah.
Yeah.
So breeding.
But as far as, like, battle mechanics and stuff, there wasn't a huge amount different. I guess they added Dark and Steel also.
Did they add double battles?
No, I think that was
No, I
later.
think that was Ruby Sapphire also.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was Ruby Sapphire.
Nuzzle Shack.
Oh my god, that's still... He's 2 levels lower! I'm tired of, like... I hate having to run back to the... Poké Center,
That's
but like...
what you have to do.
Yeah, I cannot burn
Which is
through
dumb,
potions,
but-
and there's no reason not to spend the 20 seconds it takes to run there and run back, as opposed
I
to
kind of
burning
just
through
want to be
my
like,
funds.
okay, fuck the Nuzlocke. Let's just get going. But
Well, that's the
I
problem.
understand.
I think it would still be a problem even if we weren't Nuzlocking it.
because there's only
Just
like 3
progress.
revives worth of money in the game.
Right,
yeah, and everything is hitting so hard that, like, while yes, the penalty might disappear of death, but like, we're still gonna be we're still gonna be getting hit and killed a lot, like just all over the place. The difficulty spike has definitely come down, but I'm not sure. Not a ton.
But we haven't done anything new in a while.
That's the thing. I'm not sure if it's because
You
we've
could go
been
back
taking
and
it so much
catch whatever
slower.
the level 40 thing will be from where you got
If it's
Delta
level
Grimer.
40. We're
Well,
not even really sure about
We're
that.
not, but
Level 60. Fuck,
God.
fuck. Like,
Yeah.
just throw one
I'd be
Ultra
willing
Ball
to
and
give
then
you a
run.
pass and let you reset if that happened.
I mean, it's a situation I'd be knowingly getting myself into, so I don't know
Yeah,
if I'd
it's-
give myself that.
I don't know.
That's-
I still think
that's-
it's probably worth it. We can
Yeah.
probably reasonably assume it is 40.
I think it's reasonable to assume that too. It could even be 35 for all
yeah,
we
it might.
know.
You know,
Didn't it go
It
20,
went
then
20 and then 30. But the thing is, as you know, as a former math major, two points of data don't give you anything to extrapolate on.
That's fair.
Like you can make a reasonable guess, but going, oh, it must be linear is a little bit. It's asking a little bit much. I don't know. I may go back when I'm feeling a bit more confident. Like, you know what I might do? When I hit the second gym city, maybe I'll go back. Because by then, my team will be strong enough that I feel like I could take on.
Oh, and don't
a
forget
level 40.
Rotom too.
Yeah, that's true, and that's probably what I'll do in the second city. Because I certainly don't need to fish anymore, not right now. But
Why are you de-Pokemoning?
because Edison's still taking pretty heavy hits right now.
Not from Tentacle.
I guess.
He's taking hits
Well, the
from
problem is
Krabbies.
Tentacle has better special D, or at the very least, it's taking less percentage damage from the Thunder Shock.
2 Thunder Shocks would still kill it though, right?
I don't know if 2 would do it. It might be 3.
Should try
And
it.
Acid wasn't doing much, so maybe I will start giving Edison a little bit more love there.
As long as you don't get one shot, you can kind of play it out.
Krabbies, on the other hand, are a little bit weird because they're still delivering surprisingly heavy hits.
Yeah, they're really...
Okay, they usually start with Harden though.
They
Most
usually
of them
do start
have
with
done
hard.
that.
A couple of them have gone with Leer, too, which is helpful.
It's interesting that they're faster, too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought Ralts was pretty quick.
I thought Ralts was, too, because Gallade
Delta Ralts
is
suck.
crazy fast.
Yeah.
Well, we did look. Ralts is effectively a baby. It has worthless
Yeah.
stats.
I mean, honestly,
so is
even
Krabby.
Kirlia has pretty shitty stats. Like,
Yeah, but Krabby's
surprisingly
in the
bad.
same, Krabby's in the same, like, tier.
It does have baby stats, but I think its attack and defense are still at least moderate. Like, they're not great or anything because they're still unevolved, but they're at least passable.
Oh, speaking of unevolved Pokemon,
Yeah.
there is a format for, I guess you can call it competitive Pokemon,
Mm.
called Little Cup.
Oh yeah,
Have
they
you
had
seen
that
this?
back in Pokemon Stadium 1.
Okay, yeah. So it's all your Pokemon are level 5, and they
Yeah.
can only be unevolved Pokemon that have evolutions.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it's an interesting kind of funky format that I think would be kind of fun too.
I think the Little Cup also added baby Pokemon for Stadium 2.
Well, yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
because they're unevolved Pokemon that have evolutions.
Yeah.
Well, that first time through, you can have an Electabuzz and just like. Oh wait, no.
No,
because
'cause
Electivire
Electivire-
came
Yeah.
on later,
Yeah.
before,
You know,
after Elekid. Okay.
Right.
I'm kind of like, I'm wondering if they're ever going to break away from the 3 evolution chain. Like, if we're not counting Megas because they do revert when they're done, like
A fourth evolution.
a 4th evolution. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but there's only so far epic you can go.
Yeah.
I don't
You know what
necessarily
I mean?
mean
Like-
up. I mean, they could go down too.
Yeah. I think
No,
because I think going to a 4th evolution gets into like Digimon territory where they just
That's
add
true.
cannons and blades on everything.
What, are you suggesting that that it would be copying Digimon to have Pokemon momentarily Mega Evolve? That's ridiculous. Evolving into a Mega form temporarily is definitely a Pokemon thing, and never Digimon ever.
No, but I just in design. I mean,
No, I know. Me personally, I was a huge Digimon fan when I was a kid. I never played the games, and I didn't realize until high school how many there are. There are a metric ass load of Digimon games. It's kind of ridiculous.
What about an Empyrean ass load?
The Imperial ass load is how many Pokemon games there are.
Oh, right.
But no, like I watched the anime a lot as a kid, and I realized very quickly that the two were mutually copying off each other all the time.
Yeah.
When Mega Evolution came around, it was like, yeah, it's a temporary thing that happens in battle, and then they revert back to a younger form, and it's called Mega Evolving. And I was like,
What was it called in Digimon?
Mega Digivolving.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it was their most powerful form, usually their
Whoops.
4th evolution.
Whoops.
It was literally a carbon copy, and I was like, uh-oh. Because there was Basic, Champion, Ultimate, and then Mega.
That's kind of a weird. Anyway,
and then there was babies and like cocoons and weird shit. And
I'm sure that they could make some good 4th evolutions or pre-evolution for a 3rd tier Pokemon, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'd rather see more existing Pokemon get some love than get new Pokemon that have.
Yeah, it would be cool if they
evolutions.
could come up with a way to really like shake up the parameters of what
Why-
Pokemon can do.
why does Shellos not evolve into Lapras, for example?
Because Shellos is based
Shellos?
on a totally different thing.
But I mean,
Shellos is based on like a sea snail, and Lapras is meant to be like a Loch Ness monster.
I mean, I get that.
They do share. They happen to share a common design.
It is
pattern.
a very common design.
I'm with you.
Oh, that thing. I see.
But I think like
I couldn't remember what Shellos was, but
they look. Shellos literally just looks like a baby Lapras.
It does. You're right. Anyway, I was thinking it would be cool if they could find a way to almost kind of like the spirit of Delta Pokemon, really. Like
man.
to make like again, like we've talked about before, like no one's ever going to use a Beedrill on a real team.
Mega Beedrill's actually pretty good.
Right,
It's
and
quick
that's
as
so
shit,
Mega
right? Speed
Beedrill,
and attack, I think.
Yeah.
Mega Beedrill fixes that problem. So what's an example of a Pokemon someone's never going to use because it doesn't have a Mega?
Dunsparce.
I was literally going to say that because I knew that you wanted to.
So either they can give every fucking Pokemon
It's just literally a pancake.
a Mega.
No, that's Stunfisk.
Oh no, that is Stunfisk. You're right.
Dunsparce has the
Dunsparce
drill
is-
tail
yeah.
and wings.
Either they can give
And
every
fangs.
Pokemon a Mega, or they can come up with a way to make Pokemon more variable, or take on a new feature.
I want Porygon to have a point again.
Or-
I feel like Porygon has always been sort of just a gimmicky thing. It's never had a purpose.
What about Unknown?
Same with Unknown. I would love for them to
Unknown
have
is-
some kind of.
Unknown is literally the most gimmicky Pokemon.
You know what would be an interesting change? Two changes that I would love to see that will never, ever, ever happen in an official Pokemon game, but I would still love to see it. One, and this is ripe for fan game stuff, and if anyone wants to take this and use it, please credit me, but yeah. Eevee, I feel like, could do with an extension of their evolution thing. Either a baby form that can evolve once into Eevee, or a bunch of like lower versions of Eevee's evolutions.
Baby V.
Yeah, and then or Eve or something like that, and then evolve again into crazier shit or dual type evolutions or something.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see.
Two. Well, all right, switching out. Two, I would love to see. Oh shit! I just lost it.
Oh.
It was related to the Porygon thing too.
Two.
Fuck, come back to me. I'll think about it.
Custom
You
design
go.
your own Pokemon.
Well, that would be cool, but
Like
Totally
instead
different
of
reasons.
Porygon, you can like have a Porygon that looks however you want.
I mean,
No, they'd all just be penises. Never mind.
yeah.
Fuck you, internet.
Mine's a steel penis.
Oh, what the hell was the other one? Oh, yeah.
Use Harden.
Yep, it's bugging me so much. We were talking about Porygon, and then what were you saying right after that?
Shit.
Just shaking things up with types.
Some way to make it so existing Pokemon have the potential to either like get a new type or get like better stats or get improved to the point where it wouldn't be ridiculous to use a Dunsparce. And then I don't remember what else I said. You know what? We have it
I
on
lost
tape.
it.
If you hear it, if you notice it when you're editing, just put it on
I'll
screen.
put a thing on the bottom. Speaking of which, this episode has run for a very long time.
Oops.
Yeah.
Which
Come
is
back next time in
so
which we
much
might
fun.
do something.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.